So let's make a quick review. Not even a full review, like an early thoughts kind of review, like super quick. Take it with a huge grain of salt, okay? Because I didn't test this with a huge sample. I just did like my personal thing. This is more like a feels craft than theory crafting. Her charm is unreliable. I have tested it multiple times against so many mobs, and one of three things happens. First of all, it doesn't land a lot of times. Second of time, it doesn't land because the enemy dies. Because, funny enough, her skill actually hits kinda hard on single target. And if there is multiple enemies, more than three of them, it spreads like a bullet from a shotgun, you know, it spreads a lot, so you cannot really tell how much damage it does at first glance. But if it's on one single target, on like two targets, the damage is way more consistent. It does a lot of damage if it's one or two targets. Now, when it comes to the charm itself, it's unreliable. I don't know if it only works against humanoids, but I have tried against like the red ethereal things from the bronze quest, the bronze exam. It lands on them. It lands on humans, of course. It lands on warp ones. It lands on mostly everything except maybe bosses, because I tried with Helmut. I tried with the bosses from the exams, and it doesn't land. I don't know if I'm unlucky or it's just it just doesn't work, you know. But let's say it works. Let's say it lands. How many turns you expect it to not get attacked? More or less around 2 turns. And I have no idea if the enemies are gonna attack you if they're charmed. You know, like the whole point of charming is that they attack someone else. So if it's only one, like a boss, will it even matter? Like, it's gonna attack you anyways or not? This is something that everybody has to test on their own, because so far I have not looked landing a charm against a boss at all. Mm-mm. Now, her skill. This skills, it's like it surprised me how hard it hits. The only problem with it is that it's super specific with the weapon requirement. Let's say that she gets a thief job change, it's not gonna work because it specifically works with the long range weapon specific, which is kunais. Right now I cannot change her class to thief. I cannot test if it works with like a bow or something, but it's not gonna work with anything else other than kunais. And kunais are not exactly friendly beginner weapons. Let's say you pull her right now, you're not gonna use this skill for like who knows how much time until you get like Abyss 3 maybe. I get one kunai from them. Maybe you can get a kunai from like the Abyss 3, Abyss 2 in the dock, in the ship. But still, it's like after you get to the Ebon Steel weapons, that kunai is gonna be useless. Most of the enemies in the game in Abyss 3 are undead, right? Most of the enemies in Abyss 2 are weak to earth, not to just neutral damage. So it's like even if she's earth, you cannot make use of it at all. That's one of the disadvantages this character has. Now, let's talk about the advantages. Her passive always hits. It always works. Every time. Three turns, um, it works every time. Let's say this one, Foxfall Assault. Even if she doesn't land the attack, the debuff does. Every time. With no fail. It always lands. The DOT is not that big of a deal. It's kinda close to the Blood Edge, the buff that Thieves gets on level 51 or something. It's not a big of a deal when it comes to her damage. Now the damage increase from being debuffed, it's around like 8 to 11% or something. Like I don't know, like my sample were around that, because sometimes I hit a high roll, sometimes I hit a low roll, sometimes I crit with a high roll, sometimes I crit with a low roll. It was such a pain. Like I'm not gonna do a math full math like table and everything just to see exactly how much percentage it is, but it's around 8 to 11 in my case, right? 11%. The problem with this is only 3 turns, so it's like after that Well, you are like left with just a ninja, essentially, because again, her skill maybe charms, maybe, but I haven't had any success against bosses. But maybe some Chinese or Japanese guy is gonna showcase that at level 60 because these people can just power level a unit in like immediately and they can test it against the end game. But so far, I will give her like an 7, 8 out of 10 when it comes to pull. Like she's not even close to a most pull in my opinion. You pull because she's hot, she's cute, and you want to test something else because it's the first character that actually debuffs in a meta that actually makes a difference if it lands. You know, in a way. Like, oh yeah, it charms. Well, that's 2 turns in which you can do anything else. That's essentially it. Because other than that, Rine is better when it comes to farming. However, she's a beast folk, which means that she has better stats when it comes to strength, and ninja class work very well with strength. So yeah, I would say she's like a 7, 8 out of 10 in a scale from Shirley, which is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Uh, Shirley is like a 10 out of 10, close to a moose pool. Like I don't know how this character is not the anniversary character instead of the ninja one, but yeah, like a Jutsu is fine, but it really hurts that it's a ninja class because it's such a pain to gear for newbies. It's such a pain to level up for newbies. It's essentially just a not friendly character for anybody who is not in the end game. Yeah, and even for end game players, it's still like you got her, but you already level up like the other ninja dude or Rine. Why would you want that over the other two? Well, because she's hot, essentially, right? Because the charm is not like wow, game changer, as far as I experience, right? It's not a game changer. Like if anything, it's only 2 turns. That's it. And if they get attacked, they lose the charm. So it's not like that big of a deal. Let's assume that she gets a thief job class change. Uh, that still makes her better because she can deal more damage to the buffed enemies, which has like direct synergy with her entire thing, which is debuffing. But like then between this and Rin, there's barely any difference other than aesthetics. It's like, do you really are gonna bother? I pulled her because I wanted to pull. That's it. I just wanted to pull. I wanted to have something to talk about in this video, but yeah, I will say wait a little bit to see some Japanese guys. There's a really crazy showcase showing how broken Charm is, how broken the Foxfire debuff is, how broken this character can be, because there's potential there. But I'm not willing to do like so much testing and maths to prove it. Right? On top of that, I cannot even do it because she's level 30 and I don't have enough books to level her up to level 60 because she's a ninja. If she was like any other class, maybe she will be at level 30 or 40 right now. But because she's ninja, she's stuck at level 28. So there is that. Instead, for a newbie, I think of all the characters right now in the banner, I think Libana is much better. And I'm not kidding. Libana is so much better for a newbie right now because because she has like a good alignment, which means that she has direct synergy with Lanaville, right? Her skill is decent enough, deals damage, and now because of the buff that they did to the two-handed weapons, this is gonna hit like a truck. She has the Eula voice in Japanese, okay? She's cute as hell. Honestly, I recommend her over that ninja every day of the week. You got the new Debra skin. It's Debra, man. If you like Debra, you pull for it. It's like really for a newbie, I would suggest just skip her altogether. For a newbie, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, okay? Yeah, I think you're better off pulling for Libana. But anyways, that's pretty much my thoughts of the character. I hope that you maybe find this kinda useful, and if not, tell me what you think in the comments, and see you later.